Hello everyone, this is Domino, and welcome to the first episode of Domino's Diecast, a little series that I have thought up and planned to do over an extended period of time and uploading to my channel. I plan to show off my diecast car collection, and this will be number 1, as you see before you. This is my 1967 Volkswagen Beetle. Now that's Volkswagen to most American speakers. I'm starting with this one because this car is the first diecast I ever bought, and it has become very special to me over the years. It's got a few blemishes here and there, and no chips in the paint or anything. It's still in very good condition. I'm still very pleased to own it. Yeah, there's a little scratch right there on the door. I actually remember how that happened. One of my other diecast cars bumping up against it. I bought this way back in the 90s. I'm a little bit unsure about who makes it. I think the company might be defunct by now. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I might be. If I figure it out later, maybe I'll put it on the screen. I've always loved the yellow Volkswagen Beetle because the color is just so vibrant and cheerful. It pops out. As you know, the Beetles came in many different colors, and the 1967 model is not the first one, actually. The Volkswagen Beetle actually has a very long history. It was invented in the 40s, and they came to America mostly in the 50s, and they got real popular in the 60s, of course, especially among all the hippies. It features opening doors and the hood. Well, the hood is actually back here. Yes, for people who don't know, the classic Volkswagens had their engines in the rear. There's a little bit of detail for you. In the front is the trunk. With a removable spare tire. I always liked this feature. It was very cute, actually. I mostly buy 1/18th scale models, which is what this one is here. And because they are the closest representation of the actual size of a real car, there's a certain way you can measure it. Like if you measure it a certain way, it would actually show that is the actual size of a real car. But I mostly buy 1/18th scale because it's one of the largest scales, and it's usually the most detailed, and it's the one I have the most of. Like I said, this car is very special to me. It's been through many years in my collection. It is also one of the few that I actually played with. I don't play with my cars anymore, of course. Tragically, this back wheel once came off during a move when I had temporarily moved with my family. I opened up the box and it was tragically missing the wheel, but I thankfully found it and glued it back on. So yes, he's been through a time, but he's still here. And will always be an important piece to my collection. Not only just being the first, but being with me the longest. Always wanted a real Volkswagen Beetle. The classics are kind of hard to come by in good condition, but then again, you can still find them all over the place. Another thing I love about this model is that you can fold down the seats. The seats fold down on both sides. Just a little bit added details. That's why I love 1/18th scale. You can add so many little features to them. It just bends forward like that. There we go. Allowing you to view into the rear seat. I remember it was considered possibly dangerous that most Volkswagens had their trunks in the front because if you got into a head-on collision, the trunk would cave in. I'm not going to say it's a myth, but I will say that it didn't always happen. Despite being very small cars, they were also very durable, reliable, and well built because of really good German engineering. So if you did get into a head-on collision, it is very possible to survive. But enough of those schematics. It's just a happy little car. And I plan to keep it for many more years to come. Well, that's it for this episode. You can tune in the next time when I upload several more. I will have several in various scales as well, because I also have 1/24th scale and 1/43rd, 1/32. You'll see various cars in this little series. So my little Volkswagen welcomes you, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.